So over the past couple of weeks, we have talked a lot about Black Ops Cold War, specifically to deal with the characters, the campaign, and everything that we know about that, because we have been given oodles of information revolving around that. What we haven't been given is a ton of information on multiplayer, and that's been what most people I think are wondering about right now, that and Warzone, how that's all going to tie together. And that is what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to talk about everything that we actually know about the Black Ops Cold War multiplayer. Now, there have been a ton of leaks. There has been a ton of people saying that they know what's in the game, and these may be right or they may be wrong. But what I wanted to focus on today is everything that we can confirm is actually in the Black Ops Cold War multiplayer. And there is way more than you actually may think. Now, the other thing that of course I have to mention in this video is yesterday, Doug, he's a streamer, he went live and it was Black Ops Cold War. Now, of course, I can't show any of this gameplay, but I can't not mention it. It would be everything that's being talked about in the comments. There isn't a lot of information we can gain from that leaked gameplay. Of course, I can't show it. The two things that I took away is, first of all, the minimap looked large and it looked like the old school minimap, but again, that's not confirmed. You could see very little of it. There is leaks and images of people putting it out compared to the minimap that we have now, and it looks bigger. That's really all I could take away from it. The other big takeaway was health bars. Your character had a health bar, and you could see it on enemy characters as well. That's pretty much all we got from that leak. I wish there was more I could tell you about that, but that's all we have as of right now. So where am I getting this information from? It is predominantly from the actual trailers that Black Ops Cold War has given us and a couple of images here and there. And like I said, there's quite a bit of information. So let's start by diving into that original trailer that we had. The two big things we got to get out of the way right away is, first of all, the worldwide reveal is September 9th, aka Wednesday. That's probably when we're going to be getting all of the concrete official information, trailers, gameplay, that kind of stuff. The second thing is the open beta. So the rumors with the open beta right now are, first of all, that it's going to be on October 8th, or at least that's when it's going to start. That was leaked actually via Call of Duty World War II, oddly enough. I don't know how, but that is the current rumor. Not confirmed, but current rumor. And what's not a rumor is that it's going to be first on PS4. So in previous betas, we've had one weekend that was PS4 only, and then the second weekend was PC and Xbox. I'd be willing to bet that that's what it's going to be this year, but for the exact details, we'll have to wait and see. So the multiplayer part of the trailer starts off, and you can clearly see that this is some sort of desert area. And from everything that we see throughout the rest of the trailer, we can see that this is actually going to be one of the multiplayer maps. Now, this next scene here is incredibly important because we actually know who this character is. It's Lawrence Sims. Now, why is this important? It's because Lawrence Sims is actually one of the main characters within the Black Ops Cold War campaign. I actually have a video coming out tomorrow talking a little bit more about him. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel and want to hear about that, make sure you are, turn notifications on, all that good crap. But Lawrence Sims is one of the main characters, which tells us that the main characters of the campaign seemingly are also going to be in multiplayer as either specialists or operators, whatever they're going to be within this game. So we know that the story of the campaign will once again probably continue either in Warzone or multiplayer, just like they did in Modern Warfare. Moving on, the next thing that we see is the weapon here. Now, I'm not exactly sure what weapon this is. It definitely appears to be an LMG. The only LMG that has been confirmed to be in the game through trailers and gameplay that I've seen is the RPD. Now, to me, this doesn't look like the RPD. It looks like some other LMG. If you have any ideas of what it could be, let me know down in the comments, because as of right now, I'm not 100% sure. All we know is that it's a new LMG. Now, after this, we get our first look at vehicles. Now, these are dune buggies. They don't appear to have any weapons on them. You can see multiple people riding on them at a time. Now, this points towards two things. First of all, this is a trailer for multiplayer, so it definitely points towards ground war of some sorts. Now, there is a leak as of right now saying that ground war isn't going to be these huge games like it is in Modern Warfare, but rather like smaller size ground war games like we saw in previous games, but they're going to have vehicles like we're seeing here. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Again, that's just a leak, but these vehicles definitely point towards that. Also, of course, with whatever they're doing with Warzone, I'm willing to bet there's going to be vehicles there as well. Now, the next thing that we have here is our first look at a score streak, and this one appears to be a chopper gunner. So with this, you open the side of the helo and then start raining down fire, and you can see he's shooting at the dune buggies here. Now, this is interesting because it's actually a lot more like the chopper gunner from Black Ops 1 than other things that we've seen before, where it kind of flies around the outside of the map, you shoot down out of the side of the helicopter, and it looks pretty badass. Now, what I will say is there's currently a leak saying that there are going to be score streaks and not kill streaks. I think this is pretty true. It seems like Black Ops and Treyarch tend to go towards that side of things. That won't, of course, be confirmed until the 9th, but that's what the leaks say, and that's kind of what is supported by everything that we know. Now, the last thing that we see in the trailer is some sort of airstrike. It looks like either an artillery strike, carpet bomb, something along those lines. It blows up beside the dune buggy, and then the trailer ends. So once again, some sort of kill streak that's going to be in the game. We don't know exactly what that one is. Kind of look like a carpet bomb to me. You can let me know what you think down in the comments. Now, the next area where we can get a lot of information from is the pre-order bonuses. So first of all, for the Ultimate Edition, on the right-hand side, it says that you get the Season 1 Battle Pass for free, which tells me that they're going to do a very similar thing to what they did with Modern Warfare, where they have each season with a new season pass with a whole bunch of items inside of it, which tells me no supply drops, no crazy microtransactions like that. So the next area where this seasons thing ties in is something that I was talking about on Twitter yesterday. I had a couple of conversations with different YouTubers talking about whether the season system from Modern Warfare or the classic prestiging system was better, because yesterday it leaked that there wasn't going to be the prestige system and just the season system. And what I had to say about it was I like the season system better, but I don't like the way that it's done within Modern Warfare. I don't like that there isn't very good rewards for hitting max rank. I think the max rank is too low. The fact that everyone hits it by the end of the season makes it a little bit too easy. And what I would prefer is a much higher level cap. With every 25 to 50 levels, you got something really cool, whether that be a weapon skin, a character skin, or things that I actually want in game. That would be my preferred system. But this is what I'm curious about. I want to hear what you prefer. The leveling system from Modern Warfare or the prestiging system from previous games. So we know that there's going to be seasons and season passes, but what's actually going to be inside of them? Well, we actually get that answered by one of the packs you get with the Ultimate Edition, which is the Land, Sea, and Air pack. So taking a closer look at this kind of tells us what the microtransactions for this game are actually going to look like. First of all, the big thing here, you have the different character skins. Now, we don't know the names of these characters. It doesn't look like anyone that we've seen in the campaign so far, so obviously there's going to be also new operators within multiplayer as well. So character skins are one of the big things, one of the things that will be inside the season pass. Now, on top of this, we also have weapon skins. As you can see, there are 3 different types of weapon skin here, one for an AR, one for a shotgun, and one for a pistol. They look pretty cool. The one thing that interests me here is how is this going to tie in with camos? Because in every Treyarch game, camos are always a big thing. The earnable ones, the ones you get for headshots, challenges, things like that, they're always really cool, and I'm curious to see how that ties in with the weapon blueprints that we see here. And the third and final thing, this is probably the biggest one, is the vehicle skins. So as you can see here, we have one for a boat, one for a tank, and one for a helicopter. So obviously all of these vehicles are going to be in the game, it's just in what capacity. We've already discussed that it's probably going to be in Ground War, also in Warzone. It's just how is that all going to fit together? Now obviously vehicle skins are going to be an integral part of that and things that we see in the season pass, microtransactions, and things like that. The other thing is the boat. So obviously there's going to be boats in the game as well, which tells me that swimming will once again also be a thing, which was there in Black Ops 4, Black Ops 3. We've known this for a while. Treyarch's done this. So no surprise there, really. It's just a surprise with the whole Warzone thing, because obviously there's no swimming in Modern Warfare and in Warzone currently. So how is that going to work when Treyarch brings in their version of Warzone with boats and stuff like that? Is that going to change the current Warzone? Is that only going to be on the new map? How is that all going to work? That's a big question that I personally have. So the final thing that I wanted to talk about is weapons. All of the weapons that we know about so far, because there's many more than you may think. So the first way that we know of weapons is through the trailers. So first, let's go over all of those. So the first one that we have is from the NVIDIA trailer. They actually show a weapons wall. Now, before they do, the first thing that they show is the character in a Burger Town shirt holding a 1911. And yes, the Burger Town shirt does point towards that Modern Warfare Black Ops crossover once again. Now, looking at the weapons wall, we see a bunch of weapons that we've seen before. First of all, the AK-47 is there. Down in the bottom right, looks like we have a 357 Magnum. In the middle, it looks like an M16. And the one on the top is the most interesting to me. It looks like the sniper rifle from Black Ops 1 without a scope on it, which was the L96A1, which would be really cool to see that return. Now, as the angle on the camera switches a little bit, we see some more weapons. First of all, that extra pistol looks like a Raffica to me. On top of that, right beside that, the vertical rifle kind of looks like an SKS, but it's hard to tell. And then on the far right, I'm pretty sure that is a SPAS, which we've seen before in many, many Call of Duty games. Now, aside from this, the other weapons that I got to see when I saw the early gameplay a couple weeks ago included the RPD, the AK-74U, which of course is an SMG, the MP5, which you should all be familiar with, the Hauer 77, which is a pump-action shotgun, the Type 63, which is, I believe, a Chinese semi-automatic rifle, which might actually be the SKS that we saw on that weapons wall. The Commando we saw in the trailer. The AK-5C is going to be known as the Krig 6, which was the weapon that we actually saw in the pre-alpha footage that got leaked. It was super blocky, hard to see. But these are all of the weapons that we know so far. Now, not all of these will be in multiplayer. Generally, there are some weapons that are only in single player, but all of these are confirmed in the game. We've seen gameplay of them, or they're in the trailer. Now, as far as getting confirmation on all of this, we'll have to wait to see on Wednesday, September the 9th. That is what the reveal of the game is going to be. I'm super excited for it. I hope you guys are too. And if you want to stay up to date with everything that happens, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn notifications on. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, peace out.
Listen.